Hey guys, it's Brian back for another Disc Golf Examiner Disc Review. Today I'm joined by a local advanced player, Nichols. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, Brian.
Awesome. And a local recreational player, Dustin Schrock. Dustin, how are you doing?
I am wonderful.
Awesome, good. Glad you guys could join us today because Discmania has sent us an MD. Now, as far as the disc goes, it's an understable mid-range, is that correct?
Yeah, it's understable.
Yeah. You throw Discmania.
Yeah, mostly Discmania and Innova plastics.
Yeah,
so
so
familiar with the plastic.
I'm glad that we have you here to look at this disc.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the profile.
The Discmania MD is slightly domier with a convex rim and a beadless lower rim. We have it in the C-line plastic, which gives it a sure grip. When I threw the MD on a hyzer line, it flooped up, glided, and stayed on a hyzer the whole way through.
When I released the MD on a hyzer line, it flipped up and glided for days before finishing to the right.
When I threw the MD flat, it went straight with a subtle fade at the end.
When I threw the MD with a flat release, it rode straight for a long ways and then finished with an anhyzer.
When I threw the MD on an anhyzer with power, it stayed turned over through the entire flight.
When I threw the MD on an anhyzer, it held it very well all the way to the finish.
When I threw the MD on a forehand line, I threw it with hyzer, it flipped up and stayed turned through the entire flight.
When I threw the MD with my sidearm, it flipped up for me and turned into a roller.
All right, and that's how we threw the MD in the C-line plastic. Eric, overall thoughts?
I think the MD is a great disc. It has tons of glide. It will hold pretty much any line you put it on, and it's probably going to go immediately in my bag.
Yeah, really cool. How about you, Dustin? What did you think of it?
Typically I throw the Mako 3. This is slightly more stable than the Mako 3. That might be because this particular disc is a little heavier than the one I typically throw. I definitely like the disc. This would be my first time throwing Discmania. I may be looking more into throwing more in the future, honestly.
Very cool. Well, there you have it. There's our verdict. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week for Disc Golf Examiner Disc Review. Remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you know what? Go out there, have some fun, bang some chains. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks.